All right, kicking off another deep dive today. And today we're going to try to tackle something that I know a lot of people are curious about, and that is Salesforce. And I think our mission today is to explain what it is and what it does in plain English, like we're explaining it to our parents for maybe the 10th time. Sometimes I think talking about Salesforce can feel like you need like a secret decoder ring or something, but we're going to crack that code today using this great article from the Salesforce website called What Does Salesforce Do?
I think that's a great goal. And it's true, I think Salesforce can sound kind of mysterious, but at its core, it's all about relationships, and specifically the relationships between businesses and their customers.
Okay, so we're talking about customer relationship management, right?
Yeah.
CRM. But that still sounds kind of corporate-y and vague.
Yeah, you're right. Let's make it even simpler. Imagine you run a small bakery. You know your regular customers by name, you remember their favorite pastries, maybe even their birthdays. That's personalized customer service, and it makes people feel valued. Now imagine trying to do that with thousands or even millions of customers. That's where Salesforce comes in.
So it's like a super-powered tool for keeping track of all those customer interactions.
Exactly. Think of it like a giant, hyper-organized notebook where you can store every detail about every customer. But it goes way beyond just names and phone numbers. We're talking purchase history, what pages they browsed on your website, whether they opened that email coupon you sent out, even what they're saying about your business on social media.
Whoa. That is a lot of information.
Yeah.
But I can see how having all that data in one place would be incredibly valuable for a business.
Absolutely. It's like having a complete picture of each customer's journey with your company.
Yeah.
But here's the catch. In the real world, that information is often scattered everywhere. Your sales team might have some data in their spreadsheets, your marketing team has something else in their email system, and customer service reps are tracking notes in yet another tool. It's a mess.
Yeah, I've totally been there. You end up wasting so much time just trying to hunt down basic information.
And that's where the real magic of Salesforce happens. It has something called the data cloud, which acts like a giant magnet, pulling all that scattered customer data from different departments and systems into one central location.
So instead of searching through a million different files,
Yeah.
everyone in the company has access to this single unified view of the customer.
You got it. And once you have all that data in one place,
Wow, wait.
yeah, that's where things get really interesting. You can start to do some pretty amazing things like personalize marketing messages, predict what products customers might be interested in, and even automate certain tasks to make everyone's lives easier.
Okay, so far so good. But there's one thing that always confused me about Salesforce. The name makes it sound like it's just for salespeople, right?
Yeah, that's a common misconception. While it definitely started out as a tool for sales teams, Salesforce has evolved into a much broader platform. They have different clouds, each focused on a specific area of business. There's Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, and even clouds for things like e-commerce and analytics.
So it's like a whole suite of tools, all designed to work together and help companies manage different aspects of their customer relationship.
Precisely. Let's take a closer look at some of these clouds using examples that might feel more familiar. Imagine your friend is a salesperson for, let's say, a clothing company. Sales Cloud would be like giving them a super smart assistant that helps them manage their leads, track their sales progress, and even suggest the best time to reach out to a potential customer. It's all about helping them close deals faster and more effectively.
That sounds incredibly helpful. I know I've definitely experienced frustrating delays when dealing with salespeople who don't seem to have their act together.
Exactly. And then there's Service Cloud. Think of your friend who works in customer service for, let's say, an online retailer. Service Cloud is like giving them a set of superpowers to handle customer issues with speed and efficiency. They can see the customer's entire history, track their order status, and provide personalized solutions all in one place. It's about making sure customers feel heard and valued even when things go wrong.
Yeah, I can definitely see how that would lead to happier customers. And I'm sure it would save customer service reps a ton of time and frustration, too.
You're right. And then there's Marketing Cloud. Think of your friend who works in marketing for, let's say, a travel agency. Marketing Cloud is like giving them a crystal ball to see what customers want before they even know it themselves. They can create targeted campaigns, personalize their messages, and track the results to see what's working and what's not. It's about making sure the right message reaches the right person at the right time.
Okay, so Marketing Cloud is all about crafting those perfectly timed ads that seem to know exactly what you're thinking about.
That's a great way to put it. And of course, there are many other clouds, each tailored to a specific business function. But the overall goal is the same, to help companies leverage their customer data, to build stronger relationships, provide better experiences, and ultimately drive more success.
This is starting to make a lot more sense now. But before we move on, I'm curious about something you mentioned earlier, this idea of automation. What exactly does that mean in the context of Salesforce?
That's a great question. Automation is a key part of what makes Salesforce so powerful. It allows businesses to streamline their processes and free up their employees to focus on more strategic tasks.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Give me some examples.
Well, think about those repetitive tasks that everyone hates doing, like sending out follow-up emails, scheduling meetings, or updating customer records. Salesforce can automate many of these tasks, which saves time and reduces errors.
So it's like having a virtual assistant.
Yeah.
That handles all the tedious busy work.
Exactly. And they also have something called Agentforce, which takes automation to the next level. It's like a team of AI-powered helpers that can answer customer questions, recommend products, and even generate reports. They're not replacing humans, but rather augmenting their abilities and making them more efficient.
I'm starting to see why so many companies are raving about Salesforce. Sounds like it really can transform the way businesses operate.
It definitely can. And it's not just for big corporations either. Salesforce has solutions for businesses of all sizes, from small startups to global enterprises.
So even if you're running a small bakery with just a handful of employees, you could still benefit from using Salesforce.
Absolutely. And it's surprisingly affordable, especially when you consider the potential return on investment.
Speaking of ROI, let's dig into that a little bit more.
So ROI, or return on investment, is all about measuring how much value you get back for the money you spend. And when it comes to Salesforce, the numbers are pretty impressive. The article we're looking at mentions that on average, Salesforce customers see a 31% return on their investment.
Wow, 31%. That's a significant jump. But how exactly does Salesforce help businesses achieve that kind of ROI?
Well, it comes down to three main things: efficiency, growth, and customer satisfaction. So let's break those down a little bit. First, Salesforce streamlines operations, making businesses more efficient by automating tasks, providing a central hub for customer data, and eliminating those information silos we talked about earlier. Companies save time and reduce wasted effort.
So it's like removing all those little bottlenecks that slow things down and cost businesses money.
Exactly. Second, Salesforce helps companies grow their sales and expand their reach by giving sales and marketing teams the tools to understand customer behavior, personalize interactions, and target the right audience. They can close more deals and attract new customers.
It's like giving those teams a high-tech toolkit to boost their effectiveness.
Right. And finally, and perhaps most importantly, Salesforce helps businesses improve their customer service, leading to happier and more loyal customers by empowering service reps with a complete view of the customer and the tools to resolve issues quickly and efficiently. Companies can build stronger relationships and turn one-time buyers into lifelong fans.
And we all know that happy customers are more likely to spread the word and bring in new businesses.
Precisely. So when you add up those three factors, increased efficiency, accelerated growth, and improved customer satisfaction, it's no wonder that Salesforce customers are seeing such a strong return on their investment.
It all makes sense now.
Yeah.
But, I have to admit, I'm still a bit intimidated by the whole Salesforce thing. It seems like you need to be a tech expert to use it effectively.
I understand where you're coming from. Salesforce can seem daunting at first glance, but here's the thing. They've actually invested a lot in making it user-friendly, even for folks who aren't necessarily tech-savvy.
Really? How so?
Well, for starters, they have an incredible resource called Trailhead. It's a free online learning platform that teaches you all about Salesforce, from the basics to more advanced concepts.
Trailhead?
Yeah.
That sounds intriguing. Tell me more.
Think of it as a gamified learning experience, where you earn points and badges as you complete modules and master new skills. It's a fun and engaging way to learn at your own pace.
So even if I'm a complete beginner, I could hop onto Trailhead and start learning the ropes without feeling overwhelmed.
Absolutely. And the best part is that it's completely free. Whether you're interested in a career in Salesforce or you just want to learn how to use it for your own business, Trailhead is an incredible resource.
That's amazing. I'm definitely going to check out Trailhead after this.
Yeah.
But for those of us who aren't quite ready to jump into a full-blown training program, what's a good way to get a basic understanding of Salesforce?
Well, aside from reading articles like the one we're using today, I recommend simply exploring the Salesforce website. They have tons of great resources, including explainer videos, customer success stories, and even a blog covering a wide range of Salesforce-related topics.
That's a great tip. Sometimes just browsing a company's website can give you a much better sense of what they do and how their products or services work.
Exactly. And if you're feeling adventurous, you can even sign up for a free trial of Salesforce. This will allow you to play around with the platform and see firsthand how it all works. It's like taking a test drive before you buy a car.
I like that analogy. There's nothing quite like hands-on experience to demystify new technology. But before we go too far down that road, I want to circle back to something we touched on earlier, this idea that Salesforce is for everyone, not just big corporations.
That's a crucial point. While many Fortune 500 companies use Salesforce, they also offer solutions designed for small and medium-sized businesses. There's even a version called Salesforce for Small Business.
So even if you're running a small bakery with just a few employees, you can still benefit from the power of Salesforce.
Absolutely. And one of the great things about Salesforce is that it's highly scalable. You can start with a basic package and add more features as your business grows.
That makes it much less intimidating for small businesses or individuals who might be hesitant to make a big investment up front.
Exactly. You don't have to go all in from day one. You can start small, learn the ropes, and gradually expand your use of Salesforce as your needs evolve. And with the help of resources like Trailhead and the Salesforce Partner Network, you can get all the support you need to implement Salesforce successfully, no matter what size your business is.
This is all incredibly helpful. We've really gone deep into the world of Salesforce today, and I feel like I have a much better grasp of what it is, how it works, and why it's so valuable for businesses of all shapes and sizes.
Well, it's been my pleasure. It's always rewarding to demystify complex topics and make them accessible to a wider audience.
You've done a fantastic job of that today. But before we wrap up, I'm wondering if there's anything else you think our listeners should know about Salesforce. Any final words of wisdom?
I think the key takeaway is this. Salesforce is more than just a piece of software. It's a platform that can transform the way businesses operate, how they engage with their customers, and ultimately how they achieve their goals. And for individuals, it's a valuable skill set to have in today's job market.
That's a great point. Whether you're looking to enhance your career prospects or simply gain a better understanding of how businesses are leveraging technology to improve our lives, Salesforce is definitely worth exploring.
And remember, with resources like Trailhead, there's no barrier to entry. You can start learning today and unlock a world of possibilities.
Well said. On that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive into Salesforce. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling inspired to learn more.
Me too. It's always exciting to see how technology is being used to connect people, streamline processes, and create better experiences for everyone.
And who knows, maybe someday we'll all be fluent in the language of Salesforce.
Now that would be something.
Thanks again for joining us on this deep dive. We'll catch you next time for another fascinating exploration of the world around us.
Until then, keep learning and keep exploring.
You know, it's funny, before we started this deep dive, I kind of thought of Salesforce as something that only mega corporations needed.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it was this big, complex machine that only they could handle.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I get that. It definitely has that image, for sure.
But what's really struck me today is how adaptable it is. Like, it's not just for tech giants. It can be used by businesses of all sizes, from tiny startups to those global enterprises we were talking about.
And that's part of what's so cool about it, that versatility. It's customizable to fit the specific needs of any organization, no matter what they do or how they're structured.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, a giant box of Legos for businesses. You take those basic building blocks and create something totally unique to you, something that works for your own goals.
I love that analogy. And just like with Legos, the possibilities are pretty much endless.
And what I also appreciate is you don't have to be a coding whiz to use it. They've really put effort into making it user-friendly, even for people like me who, you know, aren't super tech-savvy.
For sure. That's one of the things they've really focused on. And with resources like Trailhead, like we were talking about, anyone can learn the ins and outs of Salesforce at their own pace.
Yeah, Trailhead has definitely piqued my interest. I want to check it out, explore it further, see what kind of Salesforce skills I can develop.
You should. It's a really fun way to learn, very engaging, and you might surprise yourself with how much you can achieve with Salesforce, even as a beginner.
Well, I think it's safe to say our deep dive into Salesforce has been a huge success. I've gone from feeling a little intimidated by it, to be honest, to being genuinely excited about its potential.
That's great to hear. I hope our listeners feel the same way.
Yeah, for anyone out there who's now curious about Salesforce, my advice is simple. Take that first step. Explore the website. Check out Trailhead. Maybe even sign up for a free trial.
Yeah, just dive in. You never know. It could be the start of something amazing.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's time for us to say goodbye to the world of Salesforce. At least for now.
For now.
But who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll revisit it for another deep dive someday.
Maybe. There's always more to learn.
That's definitely a possibility. Until then, keep those brains buzzing, stay curious, and join us next time for another fascinating exploration of something new and exciting.
Until then, happy learning, everyone.